Good morning, Carlos. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Also, very well. Thank you so much for asking. So, it's been a pleasure to speak with you thus far and learn about your experience. You have a really wide array of skill set and experience, making you a perfect candidate for a multitude of positions that we would be hiring for. So, I'd like to just go ahead and kind of hit the ground running. We've got your resume, so we know where you've worked and kind of what you've done. So, why
hmm
don't we just chat a little bit about some situational questions. So, can you provide an example of a situation where you had to multitask and how you managed to perform and complete that task effectively?
Sure. Okay. So one of my latest job opportunities was working as a patient care coordinator, and multitasking was literally our bread and butter, or our daily bread, if you will. So I would normally have to start the day off by greeting patients, helping them get settled in, checked in for their appointments, while at the same time handle faxes and documents. And I would also take care of confirming appointments for providers. I would handle multiple providers, three to four, maybe five at a time. And I would also help patients who are within the lobby or the waiting area with whatever they would need. So all day long, I would just multitask in a wide variety of ways. So yeah.
Okay, great. So you mentioned, of course, working with people in that type
hmm
of position, it was patients. But of course,
hmm
from discussing with you about some of your previous position, lots of customer service experience.
hmm
Why don't you tell me about a time where you had to deal with a difficult or demanding customer and how you ensured customer satisfaction at the end of that?
Yes, of course. I can't really tell you a specific, like, John Doe situation, but I can tell you that I've had more than one instance in which I've handled phone calls with very difficult people. They would, start off by just being rude and mean and just demand whatever it is that they wanted. And I realized that the best way to deal with those kinds of people is just to be assertive, but be kind and gentle. And that kind of gentle but assertive approach, it would eventually dim down the anger, and it would make them more open to discussion, more open to negotiation. And while I would do that, if I were not in a managerial position, I would also contact my lead or my manager and just let them know, hey, we have this person here, they're being very either disrespectful or mean or rude, and we need to handle this. And
Yeah.
however, I have had lots of experience with conflict de-escalation, in
hmm
which I've been able to, settle them down and just reassure them that we're going to do everything we can to help them. And normally, by the end of the conversation, they've all ended up thanking me for my help and my assistance. So yeah,
Okay, wonderful. And I love the fact that you are also bilingual, so you can assist in English and in Spanish.
eso es correcto. Hablamos español. I do speak
Okay,
Spanish.
wonderful. Thank you, Carlos. And you're very professional. You articulate very well. So I feel that your customer service skills definitely reflect that in just the short time that we have been speaking. So tell me a little
Thank
bit
you.
about your ad. Oh, you're welcome. Tell me a little bit about your admin skills. Like, is that a type of position that you feel like would be a good fit for you?
I do believe so. I mean, I have never been in an admin role per se, having the title, but I have had to work on the back end and work a lot of different admin type tasks in the past. For
Mhm.
example, when I was working as a implementation specialist, I did have to work as a project manager for various clients, and I would have to work very much so the back end as well as the front end of different softwares, handle emails and all of that, all of those things that you would say a manager or a supervisor would have to do. Um, but yes, my experience from that is that I've been able to successfully implement EHR software, which is medical software, and I've been able to handle projects from start to finish with those clients. And yeah, I mean, I do have back end as well as front end experience in different areas, so I
Okay.
would say it would be a good fit. Mhm.
So quick learner on software, I would think.
I try to be. I try to be very agile. I try to be very task oriented, very focused, driven. If you tell me that I have to learn this by, a certain date or time, I'm going to do everything in my power to do that. So I'm very goal oriented as well.
Okay. And so what I understand from what you were saying is that you haven't really had an admin position where you like specifically supported an executive or something like that, but your admin skills, with relations to clerical. You mentioned
Hmm.
to me earlier, that you have good typing skills, good data
Correct.
entry
Hmm.
skills, workplace organization. All those things are going to
Correct.
be essential for
Hmm.
this particular position. Excellent communication. Um, which of course we've already established. So what I'd love to do is tell you a little bit more about the position that you had applied for, and in addition some other positions that we have here to offer. So don't hang up. I would love to talk to you a little bit more, but I'm going to end this part of the recording. Thank you, Carlos.